Do your mornings start with stiffness, slow steps, and that dreaded first few painful minutes of walking? You don't have to start every day like that. Research and national polls show many people over 50 experience frequent joint pain, so this matters for a large share of older adults. Research suggests collagen and collagen-building nutrients can help repair cartilage and ease inflammation over weeks to months. In this guide, you'll get 15 practical, budget-friendly foods and simple prep tips you can start using this week. If you're taking multiple medications or managing serious conditions, check with your clinician before major changes. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked but powerful collagen sources you might already pass by in the market: broths that heal. One of the simplest and most affordable ways to bring natural collagen into your diet is by making what many cultures have long relied on: slow-cooked broths made from chicken feet and bones. These overlooked ingredients contain type 2 collagen, the form your body uses most efficiently to support cartilage and connective tissues. For people managing stiff knees, hips, or swollen legs in 2025, they can be more practical and budget-friendly than relying solely on supplements. Chicken feet, in particular, are rich in collagen that supports the cushioning between joints. During cooking, those fibers break down into gelatin, which your body can absorb and use to reinforce cartilage and maintain joint mobility. Think of it less as a dramatic repair and more as a steady supply of raw material, helping your joints cope with daily wear over time. Broth does not act like a quick medicine, but regular servings can make mobility smoother in gradual, lasting ways. Preparation is not as complicated as many assume. You don't need hours of stirring or constant attention. Instead, pressure cook chicken feet or bones for about 1 hour, or let them simmer in a crock pot for 8 to 24 hours. Vinegar in the water helps draw out collagen and minerals from the bones. The result should set slightly into a jelly when cooled. That texture is a clear sign collagen has been released. Bone broth can certainly provide collagen, but it's important to note that the amount varies widely depending on the types of bones, cooking time, and method. Some batches will yield more gelatin than others, so while broth can help, it won't deliver the same precise, consistent dose as a supplement capsule. Safety is a consideration too. Research has found that certain bone broths may contain trace amounts of heavy metals, such as lead. Levels measured in small studies were low, but it's best to use trusted organic bones and to see broth as one part of a diverse diet rather than your only source of protein. For most seniors, enjoying broth a few times a week is safe and beneficial, but those who are pregnant, immunocompromised, or managing medical conditions should check with a clinician before making it a regular staple. From a financial standpoint, broth offers real savings. Collagen powders or capsules often come with steep monthly costs, while a bag of chicken feet or leftover bones from a roasted chicken can be turned into multiple servings of broth for a fraction of the price. You can enjoy it as a warm drink, use it as the base of soups or stews, or even cook grains like rice or quinoa in it to add extra nutrition without changing your usual meals too much. Portioning broth into containers and freezing it makes it easy to reheat, helpful for anyone who prefers batch cooking. The effects build slowly but consistently. Seniors who add broth to their routines 2 or 3 times per week often describe less morning stiffness or easier first steps after sitting. It doesn't erase discomfort overnight, but steady intake supplies more of the building blocks cartilage needs. Over weeks and months, this can mean smoother motion and less of the sharp grinding sensation that comes with worn joints. Small changes, repeated consistently, often make the biggest difference. Beyond joint comfort, collagen from broth may also support connective tissue under the skin. Some people notice that with steady intake, their legs feel firmer, and the skin appears less slack, though these effects are modest and take time to show. As with joint improvement, any cosmetic benefit happens gradually with regular use rather than immediately. This subtle improvement can be encouraging, reinforcing the habit because the benefits feel noticeable both inside the body and on the surface. Another strength of broth lies in its flexibility. It works well in a wide variety of dishes, soups, sauces, or even blended into pureed vegetables for those who find chewing more difficult. This makes it accessible to many different diets and preferences. For people needing to limit sodium, herbs like garlic, parsley, or celery can substitute for salt while adding flavor. For those focused on blood sugar control, broth is naturally low in carbohydrates and won't disrupt glucose levels. It can be adapted to nearly any set of dietary needs, which explains why so many traditional diets across regions have kept broth as a staple. One common barrier is psychological rather than practical. The appearance of chicken feet or bones may feel unappealing. For that reason, many markets now sell cleaned, trimmed packages that are easier to handle. If even that feels daunting, the bones left from a roasted chicken, ribs, wings, or carcass can produce a very similar broth, just slightly lower in collagen concentration. Both approaches are valid. And over time, the focus shifts away from how the broth was made to the benefits it quietly provides. The key is consistency. One serving will not transform your joints. Progress comes from the regular replenishment of collagen over weeks and months. Building the habit is more important than worrying about perfection in preparation. Whether you sip half a cup each morning or use it as the base of a larger dish once or twice a week, frequency helps your body put those nutrients to use. This is why broth continues to gain recognition again in 2025, because its long-standing reputation as a healing food now aligns with modern nutritional science, showing how it delivers amino acids and collagen in a usable, affordable form. This tradition of healing through slow cooking is proof that sometimes the most reliable solutions come from the simplest sources. And while chicken feet and bone broth offer one crucial way to replenish collagen, there are alternative options that bring their own unique benefits, including some that the body may absorb even faster. The ocean's collagen secret. Could something as simple as a broth made from fish bones offer benefits that rival expensive supplements? Marine collagen, found in fish, has a feature worth paying attention to. Some studies suggest marine collagen may be more readily absorbed, which could help people with slower digestion. So fish broth is worth trying. For seniors who already experience reduced digestive efficiency, this faster uptake could make a noticeable difference. It raises an important question. Are we overlooking one of the most efficient and affordable ways to give our joints the support they need? The real value isn't in meat fillets, but in the heads, bones, and skin usually discarded. That is where the ocean's collagen secret is hidden. Collagen isn't the only reason fish broth matters. Older adults often have diets missing in omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients that strongly influence inflammation. Most ready-made or processed meals don't supply them. And without both omega-3s and collagen together, joints remain under stress. Cartilage and tendons lose resilience. Swelling sets in, circulation slows, and walking or climbing stairs becomes harder. When collagen and omega-3s arrive together, the body gets both structure and the protective barrier it needs. Collagen delivers strength, while omega-3s lower inflammation that otherwise breaks tissues down. It's a paired defense system, one building, the other preserving. The parts of the fish richest in collagen are rarely eaten directly. Sardines, mackerel, or salmon heads are loaded with type I collagen, as well as minerals such as calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. When gently simmered, these nutrients dissolve into broth in a form the body can readily process. Because digestion efficiency declines with age, this smooth absorption becomes especially significant. Seniors often report feeling a gradual ease in movement when using broth regularly over weeks or months. Not instantly, because nutrients are being delivered in a practical, usable form. Preparation doesn't need to be difficult. For small, soft-boned fish, like sardines, simmering 30 to 60 minutes in water with a splash of lemon or vinegar releases collagen and minerals. Straining carefully ensures no tiny bones remain in the liquid. For larger fish heads, an hour or two of cooking with simple vegetables like carrots or onions creates a broth that blends collagen with beneficial oils. Once cooled, fat can be skimmed from the surface if desired, and the broth can be refrigerated or frozen for later use. This simple routine avoids wasted nutrients while ensuring safety from stray bones. Taste is a concern for many, yet flavor can be managed. A small squeeze of lemon brightens the broth and softens any heavy notes. Fresh herbs like dill or parsley add a light lift. For those who don't want to drink broth alone, it can be used as a base for cooking rice, grains, or stews. That way, collagen and omega-3s work in the background without forcing large dietary changes or unfamiliar flavors. The adjustment is minimal, but the nutritional return can be significant. Affordability is another strength. While fillets of fish can be costly, sardines, whether canned or fresh, are inexpensive. Salmon heads or fish bones are often sold at very low prices or even given away at fish counters. For seniors managing on limited food budgets, this makes fish broth highly practical. It turns what would otherwise be discarded into a warm, nutrient-rich solution for joint support. Sustainability adds another layer of value. Using skins, bones, and heads reduces food waste and makes better use of the catch, which appeals to those wanting environmentally conscious options. From a safety perspective, there are a few precautions. Those with known fish allergies should avoid marine collagen sources entirely. Anyone preparing broth needs to strain carefully, as even softened bones can pose a hazard if swallowed. Choosing small, low-mercury fish such as sardines, anchovies, or salmon reduces risk of heavy metal exposure. Using wild-caught or responsibly farmed fish also minimizes contaminants. These choices strike a balance between nutritional gain and food safety, ensuring the broth is both beneficial and practical to consume consistently. The advantages are more than nutritional. Seniors often notice that legs feel lighter after routine consumption, particularly in the evenings when swelling can accumulate from standing or walking during the day. Reports include reduced ankle puffiness, less stiffness when rising from chairs, and a general feeling of greater leg mobility. These changes don't happen overnight. Instead, they build with weeks of intake. The combined effect of hydration, minerals, collagen, and fatty acids adds up. Less friction in the joints, more comfortable circulation, and a steadier sense of ease. Marine collagen also offers skin-related benefits. With age, skin thins and wounds take longer to heal. Collagen from fish sources contributes to skin elasticity and firmness, supporting tissues that cover the legs and arms. This means fewer visible bruises and slightly improved resilience to minor cuts. Though modest, these effects can help with confidence and comfort. Because fish broth is naturally low in fat and sugar and does not interfere with typical medications for blood pressure or diabetes, it can be included safely in many restricted diets. Another overlooked factor is hydration balance. Fish broth carries electrolytes in a gentle form, which can support cellular fluid regulation. For seniors, that means reduced water retention and less swelling in calves or ankles. Together with omega-3's anti-inflammatory action, fluid movement through the tissues becomes smoother, supporting heart health alongside joint comfort. It illustrates how a single food, simple to prepare, can contribute to multiple systems at once. Unlike isolated collagen powders, fish broth delivers a whole food package. Collagen peptides arrive along with supportive minerals and fats, allowing the body to use them seamlessly because they are recognized as part of food rather than an isolated compound. The risk of side effects is lower. Practicality, safety, and absorption combine to make fish broth a reliable habit rather than a quick fix. The important message is consistency. Small servings integrated weekly are what lead to gradual but steady improvements that last. So, when comparing whether broth from fish bones can match supplements, the answer lies in its broader effect. It brings collagen, omega-3s, minerals, and hydration together. It costs very little, and it reduces waste by turning overlooked fish parts into valuable nutrition. With regular intake, seniors may feel lighter on their feet, notice less swelling, and see subtle improvements in skin and circulation. The ocean might offer one of the more complete packages for joint support, but there are still other simple solutions closer to home. Ones already sitting in many kitchens, waiting to be used in ways most people overlook. Egg whites, simple but powerful. Among the most practical options for supporting your joints is something familiar, inexpensive, and already in most kitchens: egg whites. Though often seen only as part of a typical breakfast, egg whites are far more than a low-calorie protein. They provide amino acids your body needs to form collagen, especially proline and glycine. Collagen is the structural protein that preserves the framework of cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. By consistently supplying these building blocks, egg whites help your body sustain the tissues that keep joints cushioned. Many older adults still hesitate to use eggs regularly, thinking of outdated warnings about cholesterol. That belief often lingers from advice given decades ago. What's important to recognize is that cholesterol is found in the yolk, not the white. Egg whites are naturally cholesterol-free, so they let you enjoy the benefits of collagen-supporting amino acids without added dietary cholesterol. If you have heart disease or lipid-related conditions, it's still best to follow your doctor's guidance. But for most people, the whites are a safe and reliable choice. Recognizing this distinction allows seniors to take advantage of one of the simplest and most accessible foods available for joint health. When you eat egg whites, you're supplying your body with ingredients it can use directly. Proline is one of the key amino acids that helps produce collagen strands. Glycine, another compound found in whites, supports not only collagen assembly, but also other functions such as muscle maintenance and nervous system support. Think of collagen as a tightly woven rope. Proline and glycine are like the sturdy fibers holding it together. Without enough of them, the rope weakens and cartilage loses the resilience it needs to absorb impact. Over time, this shortfall contributes to stiffness, swelling, and increased friction in the joints. Providing the raw materials through your diet doesn't guarantee instant repair, but it gives your body a steady supply of what it needs to maintain structural strength. Egg whites also support another important factor: muscle maintenance. Seniors naturally lose muscle with age, which places greater strain on joints. The high-quality protein in egg whites helps strengthen the muscles surrounding the knees, hips, and ankles. Stronger muscles act like external support structures. Easing the pressure joints must carry. This balance between muscle strength and cartilage building is critical. Supporting both systems at once can make climbing stairs or walking long distances more manageable, especially over years when muscle mass would otherwise decline. Collagen synthesis, though, requires more than just amino acids. Vitamin C is an essential partner in the process. Without vitamin C, the body cannot properly assemble proline and glycine into strong, stable collagen molecules. This is why combining egg whites with vitamin C rich foods is especially effective. A breakfast of an egg white omelet with diced bell peppers or spinach, served with a small glass of orange juice or sliced citrus, gives your body both the raw materials and the catalyst it needs to build collagen more efficiently. Even simple pairings like stirring cooked egg whites into vegetable soups rich in tomatoes can provide this synergy. Such combinations multiply the benefits while keeping preparation easy. For people managing blood sugar, egg whites bring additional advantages. They contain virtually no carbohydrates, so they won't produce spikes in glucose levels. At the same time, They contribute high-quality protein to meals, helping balance other foods on the plate. This makes them a safe option for seniors with diabetes or those trying to maintain stable energy levels across the day. By supporting both muscle strength and cartilage repair, egg whites play a dual role in protecting mobility and independence. Affordability adds to their practicality. Collagen powders, pills, and drink mixes are often marketed at high prices, placing them out of reach for seniors on fixed budgets. A carton of eggs, in contrast, is inexpensive, accessible in any grocery store, and versatile in preparation. For less than the cost of a supplement bottle, you gain weeks of ready-to-use collagen-building nutrition. The accessibility means you don't need to wait for deliveries or shop in specialized stores. It's a food source that requires no extra expense beyond what most households already buy. In terms of preparation, egg whites adapt to countless simple meals. They can be scrambled into a soft dish that's easy to chew, added into oatmeal to boost protein, or stirred into broth and soups for a smoother consistency. These methods suit a variety of dietary needs and are quick to prepare. For seniors who may face fatigue, mobility limits, or a lack of interest in long cooking sessions, such straightforward methods are especially valuable. Cooking can remain a practical step rather than a barrier. Some may find plain egg whites lacking in taste, but they absorb flavors easily. Pairing them with herbs, spices, or cooked vegetables avoids blandness, while increasing nutrient variety. A sprinkle of turmeric or black pepper introduces anti-inflammatory properties along with flavor. A handful of chopped greens adds vitamins and fiber. The goal isn't to make egg whites exciting on their own, but to use them as a base that improves the nutritional value of foods you already enjoy. This makes consistency easier, and consistency is where real improvements to joint comfort appear. Over time, routine intake of egg whites can produce subtle but noticeable results. Seniors who add them regularly into meals sometimes describe less morning stiffness, more flexible knees, and easier movement after long periods of sitting. These changes don't happen overnight. Repair and reinforcement occur gradually, but the small adjustments add up. Every meal that includes these amino acids is one more step toward maintaining the structural integrity of cartilage and supporting muscles that protect joints. From a safety perspective, egg whites are suitable for most adults, especially those with concerns about cholesterol or fat intake. They work well alongside common medications, since they are naturally low in sodium, carbohydrates, and additives. Unlike many supplements, egg whites are not a processed extract, but a whole food your body easily recognizes and uses. That makes them easier to integrate without worry about unknown fillers or side effects. For those needing more protein without additional cholesterol, they fit seamlessly into a doctor-approved nutrition plan. Taken together, these qualities make egg whites one of the most approachable ways to keep joints supported in 2025. They supply the right materials for collagen formation, fit comfortably within restricted diets, cost very little, and require only simple preparation. Pairing them with vitamin C sources makes them even more productive, ensuring the amino acids do not go unused but instead are integrated into collagen fibers that cushion each step. Simple routines, maintained quietly over time, can protect independence and comfort more effectively than costly powders. Yet, supporting collagen is not only about amino acids. Other nutrients act as essential cofactors in the repair process, driving the enzymes that shape and stabilize collagen fibers. Some of these nutrients are less obvious and come from foods that rarely receive attention, even though they are often affordable staples. Exploring those sources reveals the next layer of practical strategies for anyone determined to protect their joints. Beans that build. One of the most consistent, low-cost foods for supporting joint strength isn't exotic or difficult to find. Beans, especially white beans, deserve much more attention for how they contribute to joint health in older adults. They may look like a simple pantry filler, but hidden inside each serving is a steady supply of minerals your body uses to keep cartilage strong and functioning. For seniors wanting protection without relying only on expensive powders or supplements, beans provide a familiar, budget-friendly way to support collagen formation over time. Some older adults hesitate to eat beans because of concerns about bloating or gas. That hesitation is understandable, but it too often leads to avoiding beans altogether and losing out on valuable nutrients. A straightforward solution is to use canned low-sodium white beans. Rinse before eating. This quick step reduces sodium, makes beans easier to digest, and requires almost no preparation. It's an accessible approach that prevents digestive strain while keeping beans practical for daily meals. What makes beans unique is not just their plant-based protein, but the specific minerals they supply.